Have you ever looked at the income that you're making and been like, this could be more? If you're just starting out in your business or if you're kind of ramping up and you're like, I really want to hit that 10K a month goal, right? You're just like, I just have this goal. I want to hit 10K because it's going to give me $120,000 a year, right? No, pretext. But you want to hit that goal because that's going to be your six figures. And you're going to be like, yes, right? Have you ever wanted to hit that? But you're just like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I'm doing in order to make that happen. Well, stay tuned because today that's exactly what we're going to talk about. All right, so let's talk about 5 ways that you can get to 10K months. 5 relatively simple steps that you can take to get you to that 10K months. You can get that 120 for the year. Make that your first goal. Maybe that's your first big business goal after you've set up your foundation, after you've got everything in line. These are the 5 things that I highly suggest that you take note of in order to make sure that this 10K is something that you can absolutely make happen. All right, number one, decide what money you want. Decide, obviously, you want 10K, but what is that going to do for you? What is that 10K a month going to do? Is it going to provide you the ability to hire somebody to help you? Is that going to give you financial freedom to pay down things, whether it's personal or in your business? Maybe you've taken out a couple of business loans to hire people. Maybe you are going to sock some away so that you can go on vacation. I mean, how amazing would that be? Making that 10K and making sure that you have whatever it is that you need when you're out gallivanting on vacation. What specifically are you going to use that money for? And how is it going to transform you in your business? Now, why do you need to do this? I really suggest that you do this so that you can consistently visualize why you're working, why you're doing what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, 10K is just 10K. But if I'm like, I'm going to use 10K of my money over the next few months to pay off my car. Maybe you have $10,000 left on your car, so you're going to take 3 months of your 10K, 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 and take a bunch of that and sock it towards your car. You've made $30,000 in 3 months. You're going to take 10,000 of it, sock it towards your car. You put some away from taxes because you're a good girl and you listen. But you're going to sock away a whole bunch of it towards your car. And then you're not going to have a car payment. How amazing does that sound? Then set your next reason for it. What is 10K a month gonna do for you financially? Now, this can be broken up in month, this can be broken up in quarter, this can be broken up for the year. What is this amount of money going to do for you? And being able to visualize that as you're working, as you're sitting down to write content, as you're sitting down to record trainings or get on Zooms or do whatever it is that you're doing, or crocheting or creating your soaps or whatever. What is this money going to do for you, either in your business or in your personal life or in your savings account? Maybe you're just like, I have a goal to have 6 figures socked away in my savings account just because, right? Just because. That just sounds super cool. When I put my first 6 figures in my savings account, I thought I was on top of the world. Truly, that had been my goal for the longest freaking time, was to have 6 figures in my savings account. Not in my checking, not in our 401ks, not in our investment portfolios, just sitting there in my savings account. It was an immense feeling. I achieved a massive goal and it was amazing. Okay. So it just gave me super joy. Now, is it smart to always have 6 figures in your account? Not necessarily, but we're not talking about that right now. It just gave me delight. Okay. That was my personal goal. Number 2, tell yourself that failure is not an option. You would be shocked how easily you can talk yourself out of something if given the option. If you right now write on a sticky note, put it on your computer, on your desktop, on your laptop, on the keypad, like down here, wherever it is, failure is not an option. And you see that every single day. When you sit down to work, when you sit down to create, or when you sit down to put something together, you're going to see this sticky note, or you're going to see, make it the desktop background, or put it on your phone, make it your little screen thingy on your phone. So failure is not an option. It's going to consistently keep pushing you forward. You're going to consistently have a drive to keep moving, to keep doing, to keep bettering yourself, because you're not giving yourself the option to fail. 10K is happening because I'm going to sit down and do this. I'm going to make this work. It's going to be amazing. bar none, it's happening, right? Tell yourself that failure is not an option. Now, I know this part seems silly, but again, if you give yourself the out, if you're like, well, I don't really have to. I mean, I'm my own boss, so, you're not going to do it and you're not going to stay consistent and it's not going to happen. So telling yourself every single day, writing yourself little love notes that failure is not an option is going to immensely benefit you in the long run towards your 10K a month goal. Number 3, decide how you're going to be available to receive this money. Now, what does this mean? That's a mouthful. How are you going to receive this money? So if I wanted to do, I did the math, so I'm just going to read it. So if I needed 10K a month, what would I have to do in order to make that happen? So if I wanted 10K, I know that I'm open to talking to people for 2 to 3 month coaching, one-on-one coaching. So I could bring on 2 or 3 people for my 90-day program. Or I'm open to bringing on 10 new course people for my business, right? I'm open to those 2 options. Maybe I'm not necessarily opening up myself to selling my low dollar items. I'm not open to creating a whole bunch of new stuff right now. For this month, I'm open to 2 to 3 new clients, or I'm open to 10 new course clients. How are you open to receiving this money? I want to ask you though, have you ever thought of it in that way? In the financial side of your business, when you're like, I need to make $500, or I need to make $1,000, or I need to make however much, fill in the blank. Have you ever looked at it from a how am I open to receiving this standpoint? Tell me in the comments below. Is that something that you've ever done? Have you ever just, I'm going to get it this way, or I'm going to do this to make it? This is the strategy part of my brain. If I write down what I need, I'm going to make a plan to make that happen. This is deciding how you're available to receive the money. But have you ever thought of it that way? Tell me in the comments below. Number 4, decide how you are willing to show up. Also very powerful. It's going to go hand in hand with the deciding how you're going to receive. How often are you going to show up? Where are you going to show up so that you can be seen? Are you going to do lives? Are you going to do emails? You're going to create a list of content that you're going to create. Maybe you're available for 7 days. And in 7 days, I'm going to make this goal. Or in 14 days, I'm going to make this happen. Or in 21 days, I'm going to make this happen. Where and how are you available to show up? Are you willing to show up to make this happen? So for me, if I'm like, okay, I'm open to 3 more clients, I'm going to go for 14 days. I am willing to show up in my best foot forward, smiles out, super exciting, engaging, for 14 days. Okay, for 14 days, I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to network. I'm going to create at least 14 days worth of content for my channels, all of my social media channels that are geared towards getting you into a one-on-one coaching spot. I'm going to create at least 4 emails to send in the next 14 days to invite you to work with me one-on-one. Those are going to be ways that I am open to putting myself out there so that I am willing to show up in this capacity. And my tip number 5 is showing up and being unrelenting. So what does this mean? It means that I'm going to show up no matter what. I don't care if there's a typhoon out there. I don't care if we're dealing with a hurricane. I don't care if, something happens. I don't care. Barring full-on medical issues or issues with my child, I'm going to show up because I'm not making excuses. I'm going to make this happen right now. It's going to be what I'm going to do. Come hell or high water, I know I said hell. Come hell or high water, I am going to show up for that 14-day period so that I can be sure that I'm going to make that 10K goal. I'm going to show up and send my stuff. I'm going to show up and post my stuff. I'm going to show up and I'm going to network. I'm going to show up and I'm going to engage. How are you going to show up and be unrelenting? You are not going to make any excuses. How are you going to do that? So tell me below something. Tell me something below. Tell me how you're going to show up for your next 10K. How are you going to show up? Where are you going to show up? When are you going to show up? And how many days are you going to show up? Tell me below. Making this your next goal, how are you going to make that happen? Tell me below. 5 steps to your next 10K. Deciding what you want that money for. Tell yourself that failure is not an option. Decide how you are available to receive that money. Decide how you are willing to show up, and then show up and be unrelenting. Don't give yourself an option, because failure is not an option. Tell me below, comment below. Failure is not an option. It is not an option. Say it again. Failure is not an option. Stop whatever you're doing just for 30 seconds. Tell yourself, failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option, because you're amazing and you're going to do so much with your business. I'm going to see you guys next Monday with some more juicy details. But in the meantime, if you are looking to fill your calendar with clients, because remember, 5 steps to 10Ks, you got to fill those clients in. If you are looking to fill your calendar with clients, grab a seat in this training. Link for that will be below. I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to make sure this happens again and again and again and again and again. So you are not constantly chasing down clients. You are going to go out, you're going to be intentional, and you're going to get them time and time again. Fill your calendar with clients. Go grab yourself a seat. I'm going to see you guys right back here next Monday. Remember, new content comes out every Monday, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and click that bell so you can get notified. I will see you then. Bye.